my name is Nitesh Narashet. I am from Annahara. So last class we discussed about a topic from 9th standard, that is quadrilaterals. In quadrilateral we already discussed about what is meant by quadrilateral and what is meant by angle sum property, and also we derived that one. Also we discussed about some of the types of the quadrilateral as well as some of the problems based on quadrilateral. So let us move on to the next topic, that is properties of parallelogram. Properties of parallelogram. Yes, so you already know about what are the properties of parallelogram here, but along with that here we have to prove whether the property of parallelograms are true or false. So here we have to prove with the help of some of the theorems, some of the axioms we already know in the last classes. So let us take the first theorem based on properties of parallelogram, that is theorem 8.1. The theorem 8.1 states that the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So when we construct a diagonal in the parallelogram, so it divides into two triangles. But here we have to prove that those two triangles are congruent. So we have to prove that one. So what is the statement of that one? The diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Yes. So here we have to prove this theorem, because theorem needs a proof. Otherwise we can't consider it as a true statement. So that's why we have to take it as a false statement first. After proof we can take it as a true statement. So for that we need a proof. So firstly we have to do, so we have to know about what is the given. That is the diagonal of a parallelogram. So here not is the diagonals. Here it is only diagonal it is. So that's why we have to construct only one diagonal, it is enough. So after that we have to prove those two triangles are congruent triangles. Yes. So let us draw a parallelogram here. So firstly I will draw a parallelogram. Yes, this is a parallelogram. Yes. Consider it as a ABCD parallelogram. You can take any name, ABCD, and after that we have to construct a diagonal, because we need a diagonal here. Yes, AC is a diagonal. Yes. So what is the given here? Given, that is ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. Then here AC is a diagonal. AC is a diagonal. We have. So diagonal divides this complete parallelogram into two triangles, that is ADC and ABC. So then what we have to prove here? So to prove that is triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. That is triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABC. So these two triangles are congruent, we have to take. So we can use some of the congruency, that is one is say SS congruency we can use, or ASA congruency we can use, SSS congruency we can use. But what we have, so we have to know that firstly after that we have to take the right congruence. Okay, so let us take those two triangles first. Proof. Consider triangle ADC and triangle ABC. You can prove in this situation. So here it is, you know that how we can take the two triangles and what are the possibilities we can find out. So already you know that. You try in your home and just pause the video here, try to do that one, and after that you can verify with my proof. Yes, so here we have considered triangle ADC and triangle ABC we have. So we have to observe those two triangles here. So what are the equality we can use? We have to know. Here we know that it's a parallelogram, so that means those parallel lines we have, but don't consider those two are equal here. So here we can consider, we have to use this diagonal here. Better to use this diagonal. Here AB is parallel to CD. Let us consider AB is parallel to CD. Consider AB is parallel to CD and AC is a diagonal. AC is a transversal. AC is a transversal here. Here there are one pair of alternate interior angles is possible. So those two are equal. What are those two things? Those alternate interior angles, that is ACD and CAB. Angle ACD is equal to angle CAB. Those two are alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Yes, so one pair of parallel lines, parallel side is completed. And let us take AD is parallel to BC. When we take AD is parallel to BC and AC is a transversal, another pair of alternate interior angles is possible. Those two are equal. That is, consider AD is parallel to BC and AC is transversal, then we have another alternate interior angles, pair of alternate interior angles is possible. So what are those things? Here, this angle, that is DAC and ACB. DAC, angle DAC is equal to angle ACB. Because it's an alternate interior angles. Yes. Then consider these two triangles here. These two triangles, AC is a common. So here we can found AC is a common here, both these two triangles. That is, so for those two triangles, the only one base is AC here. So that's why the AC is equal to AC. For those two things, it's a common. AC is equal to AC because it's a common. Here just observe, here there are two angles possibility and one side is possibility. So that's why you can take ASA congruence rule. So from ASA congruence rule, those two angles, those two triangles are congruent. That is, from ASA congruence rule. From ASA congruence rule, so we can consider triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. That is, triangle ADC is congruent to triangle ABC. So here is the proof. So that means here the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So these two triangles are congruent here. So based on these things, so we have some of the problems. So let us take some of the problems based on this theorem. The first problem of this part, it is diagonal AC of a parallelogram ABCD bisects angle A. That means the diagonal bisects this angle into two equal parts. This angle and this angle, those two are equal. It is given, I think. Then we have to show that it bisects angle C also. We have to prove that one also. ABCD is a rhombus. So it bisects angle C also means we can prove. But here ABCD is a rhombus means, so we have to prove all the sides are equal. So for that we have to know all the properties very well. Otherwise we can't solve this type of problem. Okay, so let us take the problem here. Firstly we have to write the given things. So what are the given things here? ABCD is a parallelogram. Here ABCD is a parallelogram. Initially we can take it as ABCD is parallelogram. Parallelogram. After proof we can take it as a rhombus, no problem. Because all the sides are equal, we have to prove. Yes, then what are the other given terms here? It bisects angle A. AC bisects angle A means, so here angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. That is AC bisects angle A. So therefore angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. Angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. I will consider this as equation number 1 we want at some times. Okay. So here we have these things. And what we have to prove here? What we have to prove here? So here it bisects angle C also means we have to prove angle DCA is equal to angle BCA. This angle DCA is equal to angle BCA. We have to prove. And the second one ABCD is a rhombus means we have to prove that all the sides are equal. That is AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. We have to prove. So these two things we have to prove in this case. So let's take this as first one, this as the second one. Then we have to prove this. How to prove these things? So already we know that diagonal AC splits this complete parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Okay, so that means here we have to consider all the cases and we have to prove another time here. So proof. Yes. So that means, so consider triangle ADC and triangle ABC. Consider triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Here we know that. Here we know the another property, that is here we have a given term, that is angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. That is angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. So it's a equation number 1 it is. Because of equation number 1, so we have this one. And we have one common side. Yes, so here it is a AC and AC. AC is a common side for both the triangles, so that's why we can consider it as a common. AC is equal to AC because it is common. Then, so here it is a parallelogram, that means the opposite sides are equal. So that means we can take here CD and AB both are equal. That is AB is equal to CD because opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal. So we have SAS congruence rule. From the SAS congruence rule, those two are congruent. From SAS congruent rule, SAS congruence rule or congruence rule. So we can take it as triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. So when we have those two triangles are congruent, so then we can take the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So then we can take angle ACD is equal to angle BCA, or angle DCA is equal to angle BCA we can take. So therefore angle DCA is equal to angle BCA because it's a CPCT. So therefore AC bisects angle C. AC bisects angle C. Therefore we get the conclusion that is the first one, that is AC diagonal bisects angle C also. We know that one. And then after that we have to prove those two, any two adjacent sides are equal. So then we can consider, when we have all the sides, then we have all the sides are equal. So then we can prove that one, that is ABCD is a rhombus. We can easily prove that one. Yes. So here how can we take that one? Here just observe, here we have angle DCA is equal to angle BCA and angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. Here these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. And when we have these two angles are equal, so here we have to prove that one. Here when we have these two sides, these two angles are equal, so then we can use the sides opposite to the equal angles are equal. So here then we can take those two angles, those two sides are equal. So how can we take that one? So here just observe, we know that it's a parallelogram. So these two sides are parallel and we have a transversal here. So then alternate interior angle, the pair of alternate interior angles are equal. So from that we get these two sides, these two angles are equal. When these two angles are equal, this angle is equal to this angle. So that's why we can take these two angles are equal. When these two angles are equal, so then we can take sides opposite to equal angles are equal. So let us take that one. So it's the second one. Consider AB is parallel to CD. Consider AB is parallel to CD and AC is a transversal. AC is transversal. AC is a transversal. So then we can consider the pair of alternate interior angles is equal. That is, one is there. Let us take this one. BAC, angle BAC. Angle BAC is equal to angle ACD. Angle ACD, because it is alternate interior angles, because those two are alternate interior angles we can take. And then here I will write the further part. Yes, so here I will consider it as equation number 3. Yes, so let us know about this one. Angle BAC is equal to angle ACD. So here angle DAC is equal to angle CAB, and here angle BAC and angle CAB. Angle BAC here and angle CAB, angle DAC here and angle CAB here. So angle CAB and angle BAC, those two are same. So that means the things equal to the same things. Those things are equal to one another. That's why angle DAC is equal to angle ACD. Angle DAC is equal to angle ACD. We can take from equation 1 and 3. From 1 and equation 3. Here there is no any equation 2, means here we can consider this as equation number 2. No problem. As from equation 1 and 3, so we can take angle DAC. Angle DAC is equal to angle ACD. So from these two things we can take AD is equal to CD. AD is equal to CD because sides opposite to equal angles. Opposite to equal angles. When AD is equal to CD, AD is parallel to BC as well as equal. So this thing AD equal to BC also, and CD and AB are opposite sides. Those two are equal, so it consider it as a equal. So that's why AD is equal to BC. BC is equal to AD, and AD is equal to CD. We have is equal to CD is equal to AB, because opposite sides of a parallelogram, that means we have to complete. Then, so when we have all the sides are equal, so then we can consider it as a rhombus. Therefore, ABCD is a rhombus. ABCD is a rhombus. So we proved. Let us take the second problem. The second problem tells us that ABCD is a rectangle in which diagonal AC bisects angle A as well as angle C. Show that ABCD is a square and diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. So that means here it is given that ABCD is a rectangle. Here we have a rectangle, and the diagonal we have, that diagonal bisects angle A as well as angle C into two equal parts. That is, this is equal to this, and this angle is equal to this angle. So we have. So I will take like this. So I will take one line here, and there will be two lines. So this symbol we can use as the equality. Okay. So here we have this, and then we have to prove that ABCD is a square and diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. It is quite simple when we know the properties very well. ABCD is a square. Here it is given that ABCD is a rectangle. That means, what is the difference between both two? That is, here in square all the sides are equal. Here in rectangle, opposite sides are only equal. So, using the given things, so you have to prove that all the sides are equal. So then automatically it converts into square only. So, when we know all the properties, we can easily solve this type of problem. So firstly we have to write given terms. Given. So when we wrote the given term, what we have to prove, so it is quite related. So that's why better to write given. So ABCD is a rectangle. This rectangle, and then AC bisects angle A and angle C. So that means here angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. Angle DAC is equal to angle CAB. Take it as equation number 1, and then AC bisects angle C also. Let us take BCA or angle ACD. You can take that also. Angle ACD is equal to angle ACB. Yes. So equation number 2 here. Then, so here we have this much. So then, what we have to do here to prove? So here what we have to prove, firstly it is ABCD is a square. Here what we have to prove here, so AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. When we have this one, so we can write the statement ABCD is a square. So then, secondly, what we have to prove here, diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. So that is BD bisects angle B and angle D. So here it is. So when we prove this angle, diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D, it was construction. So draw BD, that is construction. So you have to write the construction here. So construction, draw BD. So here you have to draw the diagonal BD here. So I will write in the dotted line, no problem, because it's an indication of our construction. So draw BD, BD we have, yes. Then we have to prove. So proof. Yes. So when you want to prove ABCD is a square, so that means here we want AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. But here there is no any relationship. That is, here we know about only the opposite sides are only equal because it's a rectangle. But if you are proved, that is, if you get any of the adjacent sides are equal, so then we can take all the angles are equal. Sorry, all the sides are equal. So how can we take that one? So here we can use that sides opposite to equal angles, angles opposite to equal sides, that we can take here. So that is sum of the angles are equal. So we have to take sum of the angles are equal. Here we have sum of the angles are equal, that is DAC CAB and ACD and ACB. These two belongs to different angles, that is those two different angles. But when we have to prove that one, when we have to take the either side, that means the interior angles on the same side. So how can we take that one? So from the sum of the axioms and theorems, that is we know that alternate interior angle, that is, so these two are parallel lines, and when we consider AC is a transversal, alternate interior angles possible, those two are equal. So that means here this is equal to this and this is equal to this, means the things which are equal to the same things, those things are equal to one another. Then we get these two angles are equal. So when these two angles are equal, these two sides are equal. So from that we get these two sides are equal. So then from the equality we can take all the sides are equal. So let us consider AB is parallel to DC and AC is a transversal. And AC is a transversal. AC is a transversal. Then what are the alternate interior angles possible? So here, what are the interior angles possible? Here it is and here it is, means here on and here on. So these two alternate interior angles is possible here. So what are those? Angle DCA or ACD. Angle ACD is equal to angle CAB because alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Yes. So I will consider this as equation number 3 here. So here just observe angle ACD is equal to angle CAB. Angle ACD is equal to angle CAB, and here angle CAB is equal to angle DAC. Angle DAC, here angle ACD is equal to angle CAB, angle CAB is equal to angle DAC. So that means things which are equal to the same things, those things are equal to one another. That is from equation 1 and 3. From equation 1 and 3 we can write angle DAC is equal to angle ACD. Angle DAC is equal to angle ACD. Angle DAC is equal to angle ACD. And what are the opposite sides possible here? Opposite sides opposite to those angles possible here. That is, for this angle ACD, AD is the opposite side, and for angle DAC, CD is the opposite side. So that means sides opposite to equal angles are equal. We already know that one. So from these two things, angle DAC, from angle DAC we know that CD is equal to for angle ACD, AD is equal to AD, because it's a sides opposite to equal angles. Sides opposite to equal angles. So from this one we have these things. So CD and AD. CD is equal to AD. We have CD is equal to AB because opposite sides, and AD is equal to BC. So those two are opposite sides of a parallelogram. Yes. So how can we take that one? CD. CD is equal to AB. I will take AB is equal to CD and is equal to AD. CD is equal to AD and AD is equal to BC, because it's the opposite sides of parallelogram. Opposite sides of parallelogram. So when we have all the sides are equal in a rectangle, so that rectangle converts into square. So that's why, therefore, ABCD is a square. ABCD is a square. We proved the first thing. So here AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. We proved that one, so that we have a proof that is ABCD is a square. So let us move on to the second part. We have to discuss about the second part of this problem. So diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. So here already we know that ABCD is a square. So that means all the sides are equal. Okay. So here also we have to use the same thing. That is, so in first part we use that the sides opposite to equal angles. Here we have all the sides are equal. We can use angles opposite to equal sides. So we can use that one. So that is, here BD diagonal splits this whole parallelogram or whole square into two parts. That is, one is the angle ABD and angle DBC. Okay, so whatever the triangle it is formed, so we have to use the equal sides, and we have to take the equal angles possible. So here we can split into two triangles, that is ABD and DBC, because we want this side, this angles and this angle. So that's why we have to take these two triangles. Okay, so we can't consider those two triangles here. So you can take those two triangles also. So consider triangle ABD and triangle DBC. Triangle DBC. Yes. So here we have in triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, AB is equal to AD. So that means all the sides are equal. So in this triangle, in triangle ABD, AB is equal to AD. What is it? Those are sides of the square. That is because sides of square. And so when AB is equal to AD, the opposite angles are equal. The sides or angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So that's why AB opposite angle is this one. That is ADB or BDA. Likewise, you can take here angle ADB for AB and angle ABD for AD. Angle ABD, because angles opposite to equal sides. Angles opposite to equal sides. Yes. Then, so let us consider in triangle DBC. In triangle DBC, we have another two sets of sides is equal. That is, BC is equal to CD. BC is equal to CD. So when BC is equal to CD, the angles opposite to these two equal sides are also equal. So then BC. From BC we have angle BDC. From BDC. So BC is here, the opposite angle is here. So BDC is equal. Then CD. CD is here, the opposite angle is like here. Exactly opposite here. That is CBD or DBC you can take, or DBC. Because angles opposite to equal sides. Take this as equation number 4 and I will take this as equation number 5. So here just observe here we want, that is, these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. So that means here we have these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. So that means here we need one information, that is, so any one pair. So any one pair of alternate interior angles possible here, we can prove it as a equal. So then we can easily find out these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. Any one of the possibility we can take. After that we can convert it into the our required form. So here I will consider angle. So here I will consider that is AD is parallel to BC. Whatever you can take. CD is parallel to AB. Also you can take, no problem. Here I will take AD is parallel to BC. Consider AB is parallel to, here AD is parallel to BC and BD is a transversal. Then what happens? So one pair of alternate interior angles possible is equal. So that is here ADB, angle ADB is equal to angle DBC. Here. So I will consider this as equation number 6. So here just observe here angle ABD, angle DBC. So those two are equal. So here when we consider equation 4 and equation 6, here angle ABD is common. So that's why we can take angle DBC and angle ABD both are equal. So that means here just observe angle ABD, angle DBC. Angle ABD and angle DBC, those two are equal we got from equation 4 and 6. And from equation 5 and 6, just observe here angle DBC. So that means angle BDC. BDC is equal to angle DBC. So here angle DBC is a common. So that angle ADB is equal to angle BDC. So angle ADB is equal to angle BDC. So that means we got that one. So here those two are equal, when we take either of the equation of these three equations. So firstly, from equation 4 and 6, I will take from equation 4 and 6. What we have here, 4 and 6. Here angle ADB is a common. So that angle ABD is equal to angle DBC. Angle ABD is equal to angle DBC. And so then let us take angle 5 and 6. Here when we have this one, angle ABD is equal to angle DBC. Angle ABD is equal to angle DBC. So this angle is equal. Then from equation 5 and 6. So from 5 and 6, just observe here angle DBC is a common here. So that's why things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. That's why angle BDC is equal to angle ADB. Angle BDC equals to angle ADB. Yes. So here we have those two. So from this BD bisects angle B and BD bisects angle D. Therefore BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. So that means we proved the second part. So also the first part it is ABCD is a square, we proved that one. Also we proved angle B, diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. So here it is the sum of the problems based on theorem 8.1. So let us take some of the homeworks. Yes, let us take some of the homework here. So here there are two homeworks I given to you. So first one is the ABCD rhombus. Show that diagonal AC bisects angle A as well as angle C, and diagonal BC bisects angle B as well as angle D. It is completely the same thing what we have done in the previous question. That is, here in the rhombus all the sides are equal. So angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So we know that using that property. So also there are some of the diagonals are there. That one considered as a transversal. Consider to any two sides as a parallel lines, and consider one of the diagonal as a transversal, and there we have a relationship, and from that from the use of that one, so find out these things. Yes. So this is the first homework, and let us take the second homework here. So here it is a parallelogram ABCD. 2 points P and Q are taken as diagonal BD, and such that DP is equal to PQ. Show that here DP and PQ are both are same. So that means here a diagonal BD is there, and on that I can say taken on P and Q are those 2 points here, and then I join here up to A and C, and here I have to join A and C. So likewise I did that one, and from the diagram, so we have to prove triangle APD is congruent to triangle CQB. So that means these 2 triangles we have to prove congruent first. So what are the equalities possible there? So you have to find out. So use some of the parallel lines and the transversal and parallel side, opposite sides, and some of the equalities, whatever the points you have, so you have to use. And after that AP is equal to CQ, so that means I think it's a CPCT, it becomes a CPCT. Okay. Then triangle AQB is congruent to triangle CPD, triangle AQB and CPD, yes, CPD. So in that, what are the equalities possible there? So you have to write. After that, I think AQ and CP are CPCTs, and then finally APCQ is a parallelogram you have to prove. So that means when we have the opposite sides are equal, and whatever the property we have here, so from the properties, from the help of properties of parallelogram, so you have to prove that APCQ what formed here, so that one is the parallelogram you have to prove finally. So I hope you understood this problem, and all the other concepts you understood, I hope. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. You can get the notification very easily. Also hit the like button. Thank you, and all, be safe and stay home. Thank you.